Assalamu alaikum and welcome. My name is Abdul Kareem and this is Dungeons and Dragons Stories. This is a channel dedicated to playing solo Dungeons and Dragons. So if you have that itch, if you have that urge to play Dungeons and Dragons but are not able to get a team together, not able to get your old mates together, and not able to just play the game that you love so much, well, fear not. We're just the thing to fulfill that game playing need. This channel has a solo adventure Dungeons and Dragons game. We will update with more games and missions and quests as they come out. So, what will you need for the quest? Well, quite simply, you need to know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. So, I've left a link in the description below on where you can purchase the Dungeons and Dragons Player Handbook. I've left a link in the description below where you can actually download from the Wizards of the Coast website the basic rules to get an understanding of the game, how to get your own character sheet. So of course that leads to the next section. You need your own character sheet. You need to create a character to put on the character sheet, of course. Using this, you're allowed to use any official Dungeons and Dragons printed material to help create your character. You can use any race that comes from Wizards of the Coast. Even Unearthed Arcana is good to go. You can use any combination of background, class, race, anything like that is good in my book. Remember, this is your story and your game. And all characters begin at level 1. What you need to begin playing is a level 1 character. You also need some game dice. You can use virtual dice online using your Android tablet. You also need a phone or some kind of remote or something. For when you're watching the videos, there'll be different options that pop up on screen that allow you to play the game, that will allow you to progress in the story. Now, something to keep in mind is that when you're playing this game, you need a sense of adventure. This game is played in the format of a guild. All players are part of the Lion's Bridge Adventurers Guild. As such, you need at least 5 silver pieces out of your starting budget as a guild admission fee. Of course, you will get stuff back for this guild admission fee, but you're more than welcome to spend money from your starting background funds to buy equipment for yourself before the game begins. Now, what you will need when you play the game. Well, firstly, you obviously need your character sheet. It is advisable to take notes while you're playing the game. Now, how does the game begin? Well, the game is a little bit different. You see, you are playing as a solo player. So, there may be options on screen that are a little bit limited. But remember, you can use your mind and try to think of a way that you can use a similar ability or tactic to complete that niche. Like, for example, if I say, do you know the area effect spell Thunder Wave? And to create a lot of damage in a confined space, well, if you know Burning Hands, it would work just as well. So feel free to use your mind, to use what you have, the skills that you have, to similarly use the spells in that environment. Also, when playing the game and leveling up, you always level up with your maximum hit dice. What does that mean? Well, instead of rolling a d6, for example, for a wizard, you just simply gain 6 HP every time you level up. Plus, obviously, your constitution modifier. Why is this? Well, the reason is simple. You're on your own out there in the wild. And when you're on your own, you're more likely to take hits. So, this helps you become tougher and stronger. Of course, there is always the option of taking along a companion. You still level up with a maximum HP, of course, even if you're fighting alongside a companion. And they level up with the max HP too. That gets to the next part, dying. When you're out alone in the wild, if you die, if a bear gnaws upon you and scratches you and you straight up faint, you do not take a normal death saving throw. No, instead you take a Constitution saving throw. There's a DC that'll be in the below section of all enemy stat sheets that we put on screen, and should you actually fail combat, they have to pass that DC. If you fail, then you are dead. But if you manage to succeed, you come back with 1 hit point. Obviously, any rolls of 20 are critical success and you automatically pass and come back with 1 hit point. Should your character die, you don't always have to roll up a new character sheet. I understand that some of us get attached to our characters. So, should your player character die, you do not always have to roll up a new character sheet. I understand that a lot of us get attached to our characters and we want to keep playing them. So you're more than welcome to just re-begin the quest at whatever level and stats you had at the beginning of the quest and just continue from there. I recommend keeping track of all your treasure accumulated during the quest and all your EXP accumulated on a different sheet. That way you don't get it mixed up. It is also useful to keep some notes, because there may be some times where you need to keep track of what you've done in each room or chamber that you find yourself in. As another side point, each member of this game, as I mentioned earlier, is a member of the Lionsbridge Adventurers Guild. What does that mean for you? Well, everything that happens before your quest stays the same. So let's say you get back from a quest and you're level 3 and you go on another quest and you die. You don't not start back at level 1 again, you just count as having never left the guild and starting the mission again. So you always restart to where the beginning of the mission was, whatever stats you were back then. Also, let's say you find some special equipment that you don't necessarily want to take with you, you're more than welcome to leave these things back at your abode in the guild, and trust me, no one will take it, so it's fine. Well, that being said, please feel free to hit subscribe. Hit us up in the comment section below on what kind of characters you want and what kind of characters you'd like to play. And remember, we do support power gamers here. You know, whatever the best combination is that you think that will be the beat the day will be more than welcome. And leave me a comment on what kind of quests you'd like me to do. Quests are posted periodically, but I apologize if at the beginning I do not have many quests. It's simply because they take a lot of time to actually get completed. That being up, if you feel willing to support me on Patreon, that way the more I'm supported on Patreon, I can actually spend more time and dedicate more time to putting more quests up there. I will also expand on the city of Stonemarsh, which is where the quests take place. But yes, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so when the latest quests come out, you can join it straight away and get it dungeoneering, get adventuring, and more importantly, start having fun.